I'm with me to Celtic Park to see Celtic versus Falkirk in the Scottish Premiership in the first game post Brendan Rodgers era, as we quite unbelievably welcome Martin O'Neill back to the Celtic dugout. The night started with ceremonial removal of Caitlin's Brendan Rodgers badge from her scarf as we said bye to the Broad. Thanks for the memories, Brendan. It was a wild ride. We were at the main stand for 7 o'clock to join thousands of other Celtic fans desperate for much needed change in the Celtic hierarchy in order to see the club progress, and it was a really impressive turnout, especially given the fact it was a midweek game. Onto the game itself, and for the first starting lineup in the Martin O'Neill 2.0 era, unsurprisingly Austin Trusty slotted in alongside Liam Scales at the back, whilst Tony Ralston came in for Colby Donovan. The oldest winger in town, James Forrest, also found himself back in the starting 11 instead of Tati. There was definitely a feel-good factor pre-kick-off at the introduction of Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney, and I think everyone was interested to see whether there would be any immediate changes to our play given the limited time they had to work with the players. From the start, we certainly looked more direct and created a number of chances, but it took us until the half-hour mark to open the scoring. Negrin's shot came off the post, but only as far as Johnny Kenny, who managed to beat Scott Bain from close range. It didn't take him long to double our lead and his goal tally for the night. Just 10 minutes later, after a good ball in from Ralston, Negrin headed the ball across the box for Kenny, who made no mistake with a headed finish. Bringing Negrin in from the right-hand side into a more central role certainly helped Johnny Kenny and meant he wasn't as isolated up front. I'd almost forgotten what it feels like to see Celtic score 2 first-half goals, but hopefully a sign of things to come. Into the second half, and the tempo, energy and directness certainly didn't subside. A really impressive Sirachi saw his shot blocked by Bain, but only as far as Negrin, who found the back of the net. Negrin can be a frustrating player to watch at times, but with his goals and assist tally, it's probably quite an unfair assessment. Finally, the pick of the goals for me, this time from Sebastian Tenecti. It was an absolute peach of a ball from inside the zone half from Luke McGowan, and the assist of the season for me so far. But it was also a really cool and composed finish from Tenecti, topped off with a great little knee slide celebration. It was really great to hear the reception James Forrest got when he eventually went off. It was a brilliant performance from Jamesy, and I've also really enjoyed seeing him step up and look like a real leader recently, and good to see that it hasn't gone unnoticed by the fans. There was a very rare appearance towards the end from Callum Osmond, who certainly looked lively and bright. As I mentioned, Sirachi was probably man of the match for me. I've been watching him train with the subs in front of us recently, and he really does kick and head every single ball from the sidelines and seems like the ultimate hype man, and I'd really like to see more of him in the team. One swallow certainly doesn't make summer though, and Sunday will be an altogether different test for us at Hampden. Every single player looked motivated and ready to go to war for us though, so hopefully we see much more of the same at the weekend.